You've been doing the things you said. You got your little card, or you've got your list like Jacq, or you're doing the concentration exercises. You've got your tokens. You've got your things to get you, keep you where you need to be. You drift off though. How do you just pull yourself back in?
Start to think of your mind like a consumer. It needs to be fed. It's like the cookie monster.
Yeah.
No amount of cookies, can fulfill this thing. So the mind needs to be orientated. Focus is what feeds. Whatever you focus on feeds your subconscious mind. Whatever ideas have been fed into your subconscious mind, that is what starts to dictate your world.
Focus is amplified or intensified with desire. So if you're feeling really excited about the wedding day, you want to look hot on your wedding day, you're going to work out, you're going to eat well, you want to look good, got to have those nice pictures.
She made about $10,000 a year doing a little side hustle. And she told me that she wanted to earn $100 a month. So that's a huge shift. That's like 100x, over 100x of the income. And I said, okay, I'll show you how to do it. Hey, I'm Dave Conway, and I'm here with my wife, Jacqueline. Welcome to the 30-Day Year podcast. Here, we explore ideas, philosophies, and real stories to help you take your annual income and turn it into your monthly income. Join us each week as we challenge conventional thinking around success, business growth, and building a life of true freedom. This podcast is created with your growth in mind. To help us reach more people and to make sure you never miss an episode, please like and subscribe. Let's get started. Before we dive into this week's episode, make sure that you download our free goal setting guide. It walks you through the exact steps I take to set big 30-day year goals. Click the link below, sign up now, and get started.
Welcome back to another episode of the 30-Day Year podcast. Today, we're going to talk about focus. And this is really cool and really fun because this was my intention for all of 2025. All of last year, focus was my driving force, the thing I was working on the most. And I do feel that I had to let go of some things, like a lot of things. And I paved a way for new opportunities in 2026 where we are now. And it feels really good. It feels so good and it feels right that some things had to go and some things had to stay and refine and everything else. So I've renewed it as my focus again in 2026.
Oh, focus is
my intention
again?
But with a side of consistency.
Ooh.
So just like a burger and fries kind of idea, but focus with a side of consistency is my my fast food order, I guess, for 2026. So I want to dig into focus today and distill down what it is and what it takes and how to improve it. I think we all want to improve our focus. One of our most popular workshops we ever ran was called 5X Your Focus. And I think it's because deep down, we all want to do better. I really do. I think that's why it's such an attractive idea. Oh yeah, I want to multiply my ability to focus or just get better at it. Who doesn't want that? Really? Mm-hmm. I think we would all benefit from it. And especially people that are listening to the 30-Day Year that want to multiply their income and multiply their businesses, business owners, they all know, every time we ask this question, everyone's yes, if I learned how to focus better, for sure my business would be bigger. It would be making more money. I'd probably be happier. All these things would fall into place. Everything gets better when we focus. And for some reason, and I don't know if this will ever leave us as humans, we always feel like we're coming up short. So even if we do get better, let's say we do achieve a 5X in focus, and I wonder if there's a way to measure that somehow. But even if we do achieve it, I still think we're going to want to do better. I just think it's this human desire to continually improve. So it's never done, is it? The improvement of this.
No, when it comes to your potential, you will always be short.
Yeah.
So you'll never, when people say, fulfill your potential, or I want to fulfill my potential. That's impossible because your potential is infinite.
Right.
So you'll always have that feeling, and that's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So my first question for you is, you're the mind behind the whole concept of 5X Your Focus. I'm pretty sure you coined it when we came up with it, and you taught all the content and everything to go into it. So I want to know, what does it look like when it comes to daily life, in your opinion, to 5X Your Focus, kind of tangibly? What could that look like?
Well, I think, so right out the gate, I focus on having a 30-day year.
Okay.
So that is my
Like every day front of mind.
Yeah. Like I carry around a goal card, and tells me what to focus on. I also wrap it in money, so that also tells you
Sure.
what to focus on.
Sure. Okay.
So this orientates my life. And if I drift off this, then my life doesn't line up to this.
It makes a lot of sense. Like if you're playing darts, like there's a bullseye.
Yeah.
So if I'm a business owner, my goal is the bullseye. So I should probably just focus on it.
Just focus on it. Yeah. So
Okay, I guess we can end the show.
yeah, that's it. And that's a wrap. Thanks, folks.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
So the goal is what I focus on. Then I want to I gotta get control of my mind today. So focus is mental. It's a mental activity. Focus is selecting an idea.
Yeah. And there's so many to choose from.
There's billions of them.
Yeah.
So people that focus, they become more present. They finish what they start. They're systematic. They're more orderly. And that's really what we need. So a disordered mind, and a lot of people have that currently. And maybe, I don't know, I wasn't alive 200 years ago, at least not as me, unless I came as someone else. There's a lot of distractions offered in our daily life.
Yeah.
There's entire businesses that have been created just to control the distractions. So the ability to focus is the ability to choose the ideas that you think.
Yes, I like that because I love the idea of having like the editor's mind, like being able to edit down to the most important thing or the best thing or the thing that is the most relevant or makes the most sense. Specifically when thinking of like strategy or business, I like to think like, if you have a buffet of opportunity or a buffet of options, like you said, there's so many ideas to choose from. How do you become really great at choosing the right things?
Yeah. So when you have a goal, you have to focus on that. And as I said before, like focus is the ability to choose the thoughts that you're thinking.
Oh, cool. I never thought of it that way before.
That is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Just a different way of putting it.
Yeah. So I think it's MIT said that we have 76,000 thoughts a day rip through, the center of town, which is us, our thinking. So to be able to choose what thoughts to orientate the mind. See, what people don't understand is that the mind must be orientated. If you fail in orientating your mind, because your mind is feeding on things, right? The concept that we're consumers. I remember the first time hearing like that I was called a consumer, and I thought it was very offensive, actually. And I was
Really?
like, oh, yeah. And then I'm like, actually, no, wait a second.
Yeah, but you are.
I am a consumer. We all are. The consumer, they call us.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
consumer.
right. For
Yum,
sure.
yum, yum. So your mind, start to think of your mind like a consumer. It needs to be fed. It's like the Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
No amount of cookies, can fulfill this thing. So the mind needs to be orientated. Focus is what feeds. Whatever you focus on feeds your subconscious mind. Whatever ideas have been fed into your subconscious mind, that is what starts to dictate your world. So I focus on the goal one.
Yeah.
And then I have a little practice. What the heck, I carry it with me. I have a little practice that I do, and it's pretty primitive.
Right. Yeah.
So at night, I take my phone out and I look at my calendar.
Yeah.
And I write it down where I want to be at certain times. So, for example, like today, the podcast, it's on there at 10:30. And we're going to do this here for a few hours. And then after that, I have to be somewhere else at this time. And I just try and do what the card told me to do.
Yeah.
And all the while I'm doing it, I'm thinking about my goal. I'm feeling my goal, because that's what starts to bring that energy into your day.
Yeah.
And I think about enthusiasm. I want to be enthusiastic about everything I'm doing. And then as I carry on through the day, I will write things down. So for example, someone asked me if I'd meet with their son today. So I wrote the son's name, so I'll remember that I've got to message him and reach out to him. So as I go through the day, there's a bunch of like little things that come on, and I'll write their name down, and then I know, I got to get that to that person, or I have to do that or whatever. So, and then I'll leave time to start to do that. But basically, that's how I focus.
Yep, that's cool. I like that approach.
Because time and focus, they're very closely linked.
Yeah, they are. Can I share my technique? I love talking about techniques. It's fun. So we have these really beautiful Smithson folders, folios with our initials on them. You have one too. I've got one.
Yeah.
And we have these like beautiful blue note. I should have brought it. I should have had it here to show everybody. But I have like a really beautiful blue notebook inside of it. And so I like to think in terms of my week. So at the top of the page, I'll write week of December 5th to 10th or whatever. And then I make a section called big. So big things, like most important things. And I'll just write out the different things that I have going on. And then I'll go little. So smaller things that require an hour or less of time. And then I have next, what's coming up next. And then I do a personal section. And I like write that all down. And then I'll have like daily to-do lists, maybe on a card sort of like that I'll tick off. But when I go back at the end of the week and I look at what I had put down for myself, it's actually amazing. Like everything on the list gets addressed or dealt with because I just took that time to like map out my week for myself. And I used to do it on a daily basis, but I just felt like I was so busy freaking mapping out the day that I wasn't doing anything. So I was like, well, not getting enough done anyway. So I like doing it in terms of a week because then I can kind of like wrap my mind around what am I really focusing on? What am I really doing this week? What really needs my attention? And it's amazing. It just kind of programs me. And then I read that. I don't even have to necessarily look at it constantly. It's like my mind's kind of working away at it just because I expressed it and wrote it out. And I am a big believer in writing it out by hand.
Yeah, big time.
I've tried to move to digital things like digital lists or even project management systems for that purpose. It has not worked for me, for my own just like mental, what I need to do mentally to wrap my mind around what I need to focus on.
So there's a nuance to focus. Like just going to work, it's not enough. It's not going to move the needle because many people in the millions go to work. It's what is your mental attitude that you're focusing on when you are working. Mm-hmm. That is what will separate. So you have to have a goal. You want to bring that in. So even if you are doing something mundane, you can still mentally be on a different plane. I had a client many years ago named Megan, and Megan was a stay-at-home mother, and she made less than $1,000 a month. She made about $10,000 a year doing a little side hustle. And she told me that she wanted to earn $100 a month. So that's a huge shift. That's like 100x, over 100x of the income. And I said, okay, I'll show you how to do it. So what we did was first we set the goal, and then I helped her create a self-image of the woman that earns $100 a month. Now, nothing in her current world supported that.
Yeah.
So through the period of a 14-month period of coaching with her, she used to get bombarded by her environment, and then she would come on and she would talk to me, and then she would sometimes she would fight with me and things. And I used to say to her all the time, Megan, I don't care what you're doing. Okay, I don't care what you're doing. You could be wiping a baby's butt, driving the car, out for a walk, going to bed, brushing your teeth, going for dinner with your family. Megan, I do not care what you are doing. What I care is what you're thinking. Constantly getting into the spirit, constantly telling your subconscious mind that you are that $100,000 a month woman. Megan and I used to get in such kind of heated or conflicted conversations, like kind of like fight. Well, she was fighting with herself. She would disappear from the mentorship for a while because she used to get so mad at me.
He'd bother her.
But within 14 months, Megan had a $100,000 a month. So how does a person go from less than $10,000 a year to $100 a month within 14 months without any idea of how it's going to happen?
Right.
See, the universe responds to your mental attitude, the spirit that you're in, what you're focusing on. So you can go and take productivity classes till you're blue in the face. Like I remember before I had a real goal, before I was operating the new self-image, before I had a 30-day year goal, I remember thinking that my solution to my problems was to get better at managing things. And And I want to be clear, like, I'm not saying like things don't have to be managed. They do, and they have to be managed well. So I used to spend my money on project management courses. They never move the needle because it's the spirit that you're in. So when we talk about focus, I think it's important to talk about what is your mental attitude when you're doing something. Because I could do this list, in my pocket with the worst attitude. And there's a lot of people that are very disciplined out there in the world. You don't want to even talk to them. They're so rigid, like blow a fuse.
Yeah.
Hard to communicate with. Being productive for the sake of being productive, okay, that's cool and all. But is that really helping you? Like, are you actually, like, has your income 2x, 5x, 12x? You'll see it a lot if there's like if you have a sales organization. I'll give you two examples actually. One will be the sales organization example, and the other one will be a wedding example. So if you have a sales organization and there's like an incentive that's just really great, you'll see people focus right up.
Yes.
And they'll focus right up. They will be there. They will be working more. They'll be doing their thing. And that could be for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is. And the second that they achieve it or they win or the contest is done or the incentive is over, they'll go right back to where they always are. They don't understand that it's their focus and the spirit that they were in that actually produced the result. It's the same with weddings. Weddings, people like they trim up. They do all kinds of incredible things for that one day. And the second that day goes by, it's just, they're not focused anymore. Yeah. So focus is purely mental. What is your mental attitude? What are the desires that demand you to focus?
I was just going to ask you about desire. So like the connection of desire and focus, because it would appear that focus is amplified or intensified with desire. So if you're feeling really excited about the wedding day, you want to look hot on your wedding day, you're going to work out, you're going to eat well, you want to look good, got to have those nice pictures. And then afterward, you kind of like let yourself go, or you just allow yourself
bought and paid for.
You just don't let yourself go. Sounds so sad. But it's like, but you don't have the same level of focus. But the desires also waned as well, right? Because there's not like this big thing that you're pursuing or looking forward to that's like you want to look good for. So yeah, the desire piece is key. Like if we're gonna be really focused on something, we got to really want what it is that we're going after.
If you're loving this content, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and help us get this 30-day year message out. When you think about focus, you think about discipline. So
I also have that here too.
Right. So every human being, we have 6 higher faculties. So we have 5 senses of the body. We have see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. Our mind has 6 faculties. So you could call them like the 6 senses of the mind. They are perception, reason, imagination, memory, will, and intuition. The will is a faculty of the mind that births focus. So focus is a part of the will. It comes from the will. Other things that come from the will: focus, concentration.
I have that on here too.
Commitment, discipline. Now, the word discipline is an interesting word because people think they got to like have discipline. Like, I got discipline. I got discipline
You
myself.
used to be like that.
As I'm a man, I got to have discipline. So there's so much ignorance around focus. There's so much ignorance around the word discipline because we think it's like a force. And there's a pretty amazing book written called Power versus Force. So if you want to even put the lens of focus onto that, you could probably extract even more value out of that book. And so people don't understand what discipline is. The root word of discipline is disciple. And discipleship is just to follow.
Yeah.
To follow. So like the Nazarene, like Jesus Christ, he had 12 disciples. And they followed him. So it's to follow an ideal. It's to be led by an idea. That is what discipline actually is. So you can relax and the more relaxed you become, the actually more disciplined you can become, because the relaxed mind is the easiest mind to direct. So when your desire is strong, you will have no problem with discipline. So this is the sequence. It goes desire, then decision. When the desire is strong, you will make a decision. You will commit.
Yeah.
The problem with people is that the desire starts to weaken, and because of that, then discipline becomes a grind. When you're in the spirit of it, it's like if you, when you start first going to the gym, let's say you're like, I'm going to get fit or whatever. It's really easy to do for the first week.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, because you're in the spirit of it. You're in the spirit of the desire. When you have to like force yourself to do something, it's because your desire has weakened. You have lost enthusiasm. What is desire? Desire is enthusiasm about an idea. So you're in the spirit of that idea. When you're in the spirit of it, it comes very naturally. The discipline will be there. That idea, that desire is starting to move through you, and you're just letting it go through. So you start becoming focused on it. When the desire weakens, discipline will start to become extremely difficult or just completely absent. Now, the truth is that every human being on the planet is actually a master at focus. They're master focusers. Any thought you think about, you're focusing on. The problem is you just have too many thoughts going through your head.
Damn.
So get one idea and bring that idea into your life. And I don't care if you're going for a walk. I don't care if you're driving the car. I don't care if no one just showed up to your event. I don't care what it is, or someone just rejected you. I don't care what it is, because all those things, what they're doing is they're trying to get a hold of your focus. You have to keep them outside. Bob Proctor put it this way, and I think it's amazing. He said, the proper use of the will, or the proper use of focus, is to form a clear mental picture in your mind of the good you desire and the person you want to be. And regardless of the outside world, whatever the outside world is doing, you do not let it in. You only focus on that one image. And I helped a lady go from $10,000 a year to over $100,000 a month within 14 months with no plan.
I like it. How do we improve our concentration? How do we begin to concentrate better? Or what is concentration? Start there.
So when, like, I have all these triggers around me all the time. Like, honestly, I think if I walked by you, I'd probably be like jingling or something.
Yeah.
These,
Your pockets are full of coins.
Yeah, there's coins.
Yeah.
There's coins. This coins always tell me what kind of attitude I need to have at all times, constantly reminding me throughout the day. I'm like an addict, like rubbing this thing. The goal cards, wrapping the goal cards in money, visualizing every single day. In the morning, I like to orientate the mind. So the mind has to be orientated. Study, do that to orientate the mind. Fall in love with the idea of service. So visualization, I think, is an incredible mechanism to actually increase your ability to focus too. Because for most people, if you could sit down and walk through a scenario in your mind for 15 seconds, like you'd probably shatter a family record. Most people's minds are just pinging around all over the place.
Yeah.
That's why people don't feel good. It's their thinking. Okay. So my first foray into focus was through visualization. So I had this goal that I really wanted, and I was like, well, I don't know how to get it, so I'm just going to visualize it. So I started to form a daily visualization practice around it. And in the beginning, I couldn't go 2 minutes. My focus was so bad. I couldn't go 2 minutes. And, but that's okay. It's like a muscle. Focus is like a muscle. So I just kept doing it every day, and I started getting better at it. Within a 4-month period, I was holding the same visualization for 30 minutes. I basically was living in a completely different world for 30 minutes every single day. Through that, I manifested that very quickly. By the end of that 4 months, that manifestation was done. That is one mechanism. Another one that you can do is you can take an object. So here's a glass in front of me right now, and I just want to stare at that object. So I'll put a timer on, and I want to keep my mind through the eyes on that object for 60 seconds. So I'm just going to keep my mind on that object for 60 seconds. Mm-hmm. So after 60 seconds, then I'll close my eyes and I'll keep the image of that glass in my mind's eye. And I will then try and hold that for another 60 seconds. If and when my mind drifts off the image of the glass, because it's harder to control your focus when you're purely imaginative. Mm-hmm. So if and when my mind drifts off, I'll just gently bring it back to the glass. And then through that, I'll try and increase that up to 5 minutes. Sit down for 5 minutes and stare at one single object, and then close your eyes and then hold that object in your mind for 5 minutes. Now you might think, well, damn, like that's a waste of 10 minutes of your day. Well, trust me, you probably waste hours of your day.
Yeah.
You know, what that will start to do, that'll start to get you to think about focus. And when your mind starts to drift off into thinking about something you don't want, it'll trigger. And you're like, hey, I should think about something else. So start to use tools like goal cards and, cards and little tools that you can use. Mm-hmm. As an exercise, visualization is incredible. Mm-hmm. And then also you can use the object focus and then bring that object into your mind.
Cool. I like that. We have done that in events before too, to help develop that concentration muscle. It's key. One thing I also find really helpful with concentration that I learned as a kid when I used to take tap class, tap dancing is incredible to help you develop concentration because it's audible as well as movement, right? So you can hear yourself creating the sounds. And so like in order to master this, creating the right sound would require a lot of concentration and focus on how you're using your feet. And so now I see that in my daughters, like when they take tap, it does help their concentration a lot. So that's why I'm excited for Lily to do more tap. But then the other thing I've been doing lately is dot art. I could do that for hours, but you're so focused, you're so concentrated on this like little activity you're doing. It's very relaxing actually. Like I would imagine doing the glass exercise also can be a relaxation technique as well. So while it's forming this ability to concentrate, being able to relax at the same time is such a great byproduct of that. So that's a good one. Good challenge to try at home.
Yeah,
for sure.
It'll work.
Yeah.
You'll build it up. You'll build up the muscle.
So in the event, you're doing all these things you're talking about. You lose focus though. You've been doing the things you said. You got your little card or you've got your list like Jacq, or you're doing the concentration exercises. You've got your tokens. You've got your things to get you, keep you where you need to be. You drift off though. How do you just pull yourself back in?
Well, thank God that first off, you got to be aware that you drifted off.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So in order to drift off, you would have to have had a desire or focus that you were focusing on that was worth focusing on. Mm-hmm. When you drift off, most people, I used to just live in a drifting state all the time. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't even aware that I was a drifter. Mm. And most people are. It's called the hypnotic rhythm. Mm. You're not really controlling your own thinking because human beings actually don't have to think. All the paradigm does all the thinking for them. People think they think, but they actually don't. It's very rare. Mm-hmm.
Well, we can get fatigued though too. Like we can get tired and
depends if you're into it. If you're focused on the right ideas, you'll get more and more energy as you progress.
Yeah.
Depends on your attitude. Mm-hmm. So if you drift or when you drift, I think when is probably more accurate for most of us.
Yeah.
Say, well, thank God that I'm even aware that I've drifted. And then you just go back to the basics. Mm-hmm. Go back to the visualizing, go back to the affirmation. If you are working, if you start to work where you start to feel like, like I'm working too hard, if you start feeling like the grind, and you're aware of this material, because most people think the grind is how you move the needle. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's your mental attitude, the spirit that you're in, your vibration, your state of mind controls that.
Yeah.
Then go back to this. Do something that makes you feel lighter. Start to have a little more fun in your life.
Yeah, like you play pool. I thought you were going to say I play pool to get my focus back if I drift. Because I know sometimes you just got to walk away from your desk for a while, or you need to I think mental breaks are good. Like to take a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute kind of like, okay, I need to just,
reset.
just to get yourself back.
Yeah. If you drift, humble yourself. Don't feel bad. Just recommit. There's a really interesting word in the dictionary, and it's called recommit. Well, if you read the word commit, why does the word recommit exist? Because if you read the word commit, it's like to give yourself completely to something.
Yeah.
And then if you were to recommit, it's like to give yourself completely to something again.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, well, what the hell? Why'd I have to do it twice? Well,
Right.
some of us have to do it 1,000 times a day, depending on a rough shape we're in.
Yeah. Building up that
All
desire, right?
thought,
Building
folks. It's
up
a
that
thought
focus.
universe, Jacq. It's a thought universe. It's all thought.
Right. I like it. This was fun. Do you have any final thoughts on 5Xing your focus?
Yeah, take 5 minutes out of every day and do that challenge. Start to visualize and time it. Use a little timer and say, how long can I go?
Yeah.
And start to build that muscle. You know, when I started, 2 minutes was amazing.
Right.
And within 4 months, I was at 30-minute visualizations. I was in another world for 30 minutes a day. And then what started to happen was, because I spent so much time in that world started to show up in my physical world.
I like it. One thing I'm going to take from what you shared, for my weekly plans that I create for myself, I'm going to start those with my goal from now on, because I hadn't been writing the goal at the top.
Goal always.
Yeah, goal at the top.
Or else you're just working.
If this podcast is opening your eyes to powerful new ideas, helping you think bigger, and opening your level of awareness, be sure to hit subscribe right now and leave us a 5-star review. That will help us reach more ambitious people just like you, ready to grow.
Produced at
Sound Lounge by T-Bone.